Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Salinas and I'm here to talk about my Communication 3333 class theory presentation. And the theory that I'm going to be talking about is the Communication Privacy Management Theory, or the CPM theory. Now this was coined by Sandra Petronio, and pretty much this theory talks about how people divulge their private information onto others and some of the rules that they set up. And well, there are three main points to the theory, and they all revolve around privacy, which would be ownership, control, and turbulence that are related to the privacy factors. Now, there are three main principles that help pretty much help you understand what the theory entails. And the first principle being that people believe they own and have a right to control their private information. Now, this means that that if this theory were correct, that would mean that you yourself have full autonomy onto who is in knowledge of your private information. Number two being that people control their private information through the use of personal privacy rules. Now, this means that you yourself have predetermined rules that help you to determine whether or not you divulge your own private information to another person. The third principle being that when others are told or given access to a person's private information, they become co-owners of that information. Now, an example here is that if you tell someone a secret, it's not necessarily a secret between you because someone else knows the secret. So you too pretty much own that secret and all that it entails. Now, the fourth principle being that co-owners of private information need to negotiate mutually agreeable privacy rules about telling others. Now, this means, now going back to the secret aspect of it, now that you two own the secret, you two have to agree onto who else knows the secret, or who else you could tell about the secret. That's pretty much what the principle 4 is. Now, principle 5 is when the co-owners of private information don't effectively negotiate and follow mutually held privacy rules, then turbulence is likely to result. Now, turbulence pretty much means that it's the threat that your private information could be leaked out into the public, or at least out in the presence of people that you might not necessarily want the information to be a part of. Now, our assignment asks for a visual representation, and what I have here is, as you can see, it's a picture of a doctor with a patient with a bag over her head, and the doctor is pretty much saying that how the patient is a little overbearing on the privacy rules. Now, the reason I chose that particular picture was because when we were doing our own research assignment and looking into some articles, I found an article that said that they had they wanted to do an experiment to see whether or not the patients actually divulged the right private information to doctors. And what they found was that if they found a doctor that they were a little uncomfortable with, going to the principle 2, as to they have their own privacy rules to divulge private information, they found that patients were willing to lie about their own medical history than tell their doctor the truth, even though they had a patient-doctor confidentiality. And so how they used this theory was that after going through a couple of different doctors, they asked the patients to highlight the factors that would make the patient a little bit more open to revealing their sensitive medical history. And so that's more or less what they used the CMP theory in action for, to see what factors can help them reveal their own private history. So that's pretty much it for my presentation. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Maybe you could post something on Blackboard if you're interested in learning something else, or if you want to get your hand on that paper. But that's pretty much it. Thank you. Have a nice day.